Back to another live UFC pre-show. Whoa, what kind of bourbon is that Clubber D is drinking? We will find out in just a moment. Like I said, it is Clubber D, the Combat G, and yours truly. We are here, the Street Professor and Clubber D for UFC 284.
284.
Islam Makhachev versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski for the number one pound for pound king in the world and Islam's lightweight title. Clubber D, the Combat G, welcome, my friend. What do you have to say, brother?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say we're back. Second, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a great UFC fight tonight. We got 1 and 2 going against each other. It reminds me of when Andre the Giant got body slammed by Hulk Hogan, okay? I was ringside for that, but they had a black section. They didn't want to show me on camera, but that's another story for another day. But yes,
Whoa!
this UFC is going to be amazing. And the bourbon I'm sipping on today is none other than Blanton's, okay? Made a good occasion. It could be brown Kool-Aid, but I could just tell a front and be capping. But it doesn't matter. We're online. We're live right now, but who cares? What's going on, O? How you been?
I am good, my brother. I am good, other than dealing with this as the podcast listeners have already found out, possibly if they've listened to the new episode number 52. I broke my tibia. You already knew that. So, I'm trying my best to do my best, but I can't really walk or move. But we are here and loving life anyways, and we are moving on with life and talking sports because that's our favorite thing to do. So, that
Yes,
being
sir.
said, let's get it kicked off today. Nothing really other than the two fights we talked about, right? There's the co-main, which is for the interim featherweight title, because apparently Dana White thinks that Alexander Volkanovski is going to win, or else he wouldn't put that match together. So let's go ahead and start there. Obviously, this is a matchup of two brawlers, pretty much. They're both really good strikers. Obviously, probably Rodríguez has a little more flair, while Emmett is probably a little more methodical. What are your thoughts on this matchup? What are your thoughts on the fighters? Who's going to win?
Well, if you look at the resume of Yair Rodríguez, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. If it's wrong, he'll be all right. But anyways, he's fought better opponents. He's more flashy on the kicks, okay? His kicks are phenomenal, you know what I'm saying? This guy, he's like I wouldn't say a miniature Crow Cop, but his kicks are next level and they're very flashy. It's something that Josh Emmett hasn't seen before. He's a traditional alpha male, trains with alpha male with Uriah Faber and all of them up in, I think, Sacramento, California. I got invited to a camp one time, but I couldn't go because I had visa issues. But anyways, he's an American wrestler and he has a pop in his hand. He has a lot of power, okay? He knocked out Michael Bennett. I mean, that guy, when he knocked him out, melatonin already sunk in, okay? Rigor mortis already set in when off the first hit, when his head hit the canvas. But with that being said, you got a wrestler going against a flashy striker. I don't think Emmett has seen a type of fighter like Rodríguez. So for an interim featherweight 145 champ, okay, the first club bang of the day is going to go for Rodríguez, and I'm going to say second round knockout. Okay, you heard it here first. Maybe somewhere else second, but you're hearing it here first. And before I move forward, okay, let's not forget that I was 2 for 2 the last time. Okay,
Well,
the after the fact king didn't have to go after the fact because I was foremost in front with the winners last time we were on this thing. So I want my flowers. I want my props. I'm gonna wait on that. But yes, I'm going with Yair Rodríguez, second round knockout. And just like Korean, when he fought the Korean zombie in a burner, it went 5 rounds with a backhand and elbow, which was phenomenal. Taught him that 3 years ago. This guy can scrap, okay? People think he's just flashy with the kicks, but he can scrap. So Emmett is going to see something he's never seen before, and he's going to sleep looking at his eyelids. Round 2.
And so, do you think it's going to be a case of where Emmett, being more of a wrestler, is trying to take him down and just gets caught, like flash knockout kind of thing, or what are we talking?
Yes, I think Rodríguez is going to set a trap for him, and he's going to try to shoot or something like that, and it's going to be rockabye. He's going to sleep. Okay,
Yes,
there is a small possibility that Emmett can knock him out. He's not much of a jabber, so you're not going to see too much, Rodriguez's head snapping back like C Senor, but he will and can get knocked out. And there's no doubt about that. He can get knocked out. But if I put my money on it or tell you to put your money on it, as long as I get a cut out of it, I'm going with Rodríguez, second round knockout. Book it.
Club bangers.
That's right.
Rodríguez, second round knockout. You have heard it here on your UFC 284 pre-show, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, let's move to the huge fight. Probably one of the biggest fights that UFC could make right now. Probably, maybe even the biggest other than the John Jones. So anyways, it is the promotion's second pay-per-view of the year. It is in Perth, Australia, because that is where Volkanovski is from.
Yes,
but
it is.
he is going up in weight from featherweight to lightweight. So Makhachev Islam is a much bigger hulking opponent for him than what he is normally used to, especially when it comes to wrestlers. And that is because even recently, Volkanovski hasn't fought even that many wrestlers other than when he fought Ortega. Yeah, exactly. So, and he is the number one pound for pound in the world. We know that. Makhachev is top 5 for whoever you ask, even top 3. But Volkanovski has won 22 straight fights, 4 successful title defenses as a featherweight. But Makhachev from Dagestan, the dominant wrestler, will have a 4-inch height advantage and weigh a lot more. So, Volkanovski does not mind playing the underdog, my friend. What are your thoughts on this amazing fight? And what is your club bangers?
Well, this is the thing with this fight, okay? Even though Volkanovski is moving up in weight, this guy's an ex-rugby player. He weighed over 300 pounds. Fights at 145. He's been fighting at that weight for quite some time. Finally making that jump because he's dominated everybody. Blessed Max Holloway twice already. Korean Zombie fight was a joke. I felt bad for the Korean Zombie. He hit him so hard he became alive again. He was a zombie and put his soul back in his body. Okay, usually you knock the soul out of somebody. He put the soul back in. Okay, it was terrible. He was knocked out standing up. And then he beat Ortega. So there's nothing left for Volkanovski to do but just to move up. All right, but being a smaller guy going against bigger dudes, wow, pause. He can't hold his own. He can't hold his own, all right? Reckless. He can hold his own, okay? This man was 300 pounds. I heard that too. All right. Now he has weighed over 300 pounds playing rugby, brought back down to 145. So he can do his thing, okay? He can.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. That's the one you were talking about on the podcast that had dropped all that weight. Oh, that's right.
It reminds me of me. I used to be 420 pounds. Then I slimmed down to be the Jason Momoa's stunt double in Aquaman Part 1. Check me out on that. Anyway, so walk around weight. Islam kind of scared me a little bit because he had the towel up, so he had to get naked to weigh in for the second time. And then he walks around, Islam's probably like 190-ish walking around, goes in the cage at 180, fighting at 155. Volkanovski walks around, period, around like 170, 173-ish. So he's probably going to go in the cage. Maybe he might rehydrate up to like maybe the 160s, whatever. So Islam's the bigger fighter. He's the more polished fighter when it comes to wrestling, his sambo skills and things like that. Volkanovski has great boxing and things like that, but I don't see a scenario where he's going to get in close with Islam. But here's the caveat. Here's a little wrench in the plans. Khabib, who is Islam's cousin, is not going to be there. He's not going to corner him. Okay, we're in Perth, Australia. I was going to go there also, but y'all's funding is a little messed up, and I blame Mike Wiebe. We'll talk about that later. But he's fighting at home. He used to being at home. He performed in front of his homeland, being rugby player and things of that nature. So he might have that extra home energy when he fights Islam. So who's going to win? Is it going to be the Dagestani wrestler fighting bears and things like that up there, or we got the man from down under, the great from down under, fighting Joeys? So it's going to be, Go
Well,
ahead,
just
sir.
real quick before you give your club bangers, because, and I want to just go back to one of your points you made, the fact that Volkanovski might not even getting close enough at all to be able to land any of his significant strikes. If Islam were to wrestle him to the ground, he is not Ortega. He's much bigger than
Yeah,
Ortega. And look what he did to Oliveira on the
yeah.
ground. So, anyways, I mean, I think I see where you're going with this, and this is where most people are going. But do you think there's any chance Volkanovski could escape submission, escape the grasp of the bear from Dagestan, and actually land a knockout? Maybe is that the only way he can win?
Absolutely, there is a chance. If you have that code for the PlayStation UFC game, then it can happen. But in reality, in the real world, I don't see that happening. So I got Islam winning, and I think it's gonna be a
Club
5 round decision.
bangers.
5 round decision. Islam, he's gonna do it. Was it about a month and some days before Ramadan? He got this fight out the way, so now he can do his thing. I got Islam retaining his title. Okay. Oh, I might be 2 for 2, and I'd be 4 for 4. Hey, here we go.
Islam Makhachev in a 5-round decision. You said right?
Yes, sir.
Unanimous or split?
Oh, it'll be unanimous. It'll be
Unanimous.
kind of like I'm picturing something like Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. If Usman would have listened to his corner or not listened to his corner and seen her want to box and should just wrestle him and get ground and pound, drag him out, grind out the win. The crowd might not like it, but they got to deal with it.
Yes, they do, but they will have some of their fighters there to cheer on throughout the night, including the most important one, Alex the Great. So we will see what happens. This is going to be, like I said, a pretty awesome fight, no matter what. Even if there is a disparity in weight, which really, like you said, I mean, Volkanovski was a rugby player. He's fought. And he walks around at that weight. I mean, I'm seeing a more even fight than I thought. I thought it was going to be more of a domination than that. But I'm glad it's not going to be. And although Islam is even a better striker than Khabib was, I don't know what Khabib is, but Khabib,
It's his cousin.
Khabib yeah. Well, no, I know. I don't know why I said his name
Khabib is
like that.
Khabib's cousin. They're all related. You know what I'm saying? And Habib, that's a nephew.
And
Don't worry about that.
Don't get beat up in Dagestan, son.
I'm not going.
It's too
They
cold.
might have bears this round, but I'm not going to go there. That's about the closest black thing they'll get. Way up there. That's the closest. No, sir.
He said that's where black people don't go. Speaking of black people and where they were, we heard. Well, we know because we sent you. We sent you out to New York last Saturday, and we need an update. What is going on with the trip you took last week?
All right. So, unfortunately, this wasn't bigger news, but I had the blogs lined up, me filming through Madison Square Garden. I was there for the dual undisputed women's boxing match that was up there. We had Alicia Bumgarner and we had Amanda Soriano. Both of them were trying to become undisputed champions. All right. Women's boxing is probably the best it's ever been right now. Okay. We got so many good fighters. And I'm just a little pissed off that I sent the footage to you and then I CC'd Mike Wiebe on the email. That footage isn't on the website. We got fan questions, but that footage is not on the website. We'll get to that later, maybe another day. But the first fight, you had Lisa Bumgarner. She's now the undisputed champion. Okay, I believe it's what is she? Featherweight? Sorry, super featherweight. 130. She's a champion at that weight class, undisputed, all 4 major belts. Okay, her next fight is going to be against Michaela Mayer. It's going to be a rematch because they got a little bad blood. That fight can make money. Okay, we need to start talking more about women's boxing. Then you had the main event, Amanda Soriano, who had probably the fight of the year against Katie Taylor last year. She was going for the 126 featherweight belt, undisputed championship, which she won in a 12-round ass whooping against Erica Cruz. It was a great classic Puerto Rican versus Mexico. I had Fat Joe over here. I had Oscar De La Hoya over here, and Pitbull Cruz. I had all them, fighting. They was, I don't like to get involved in race wars, But it was like a battle of the rice. I don't know what was going on. Like it was like Salzone on one side, then we had Adobo over here. We had Goy over here. We had Bandea over here. I don't know what was going on. I was trying to stay out of it. I didn't want no part of it. But anyway, somebody threw a bean and hit me upside the head. But that's another story. I'm probably gonna sue somebody. But Cruz bust her head right here. You know, her blood leaking. Okay, blood was leaking like in the second round. It was ridiculous. She looked like Two-Face from the comic. It was just blood just coming down on one side. And Serrano was whooping that ass. They should have stopped that fight. But that, I mean, I give the women heart. And one thing I don't like about women's boxing, and they don't like it either, they only go two minutes instead of 3 minutes, which is kind of dumb. They can do 3 minutes. They want to do 3 minutes. Let them do 3 minutes. They're in there fighting, okay? Give them the same respect the men got, okay? These women are next level. And the reason why I'm going on women fighting, because women's fighting is where it's at, where you know who the best is. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say 7, but she only has 3 of the 4 belts. Divisions that are undisputed champions. Yes, they have all 4 sanctioned body belts in the women's.
Damn.
Man, you barely get that because they're too scared. It's not that they're scared to fight. Yes, they're scared to fight, and the promotional companies don't want to work together. Women fighters, they have no problem doing that because they want to see who the best are. If men could act like men, Earl Spence, and do that, we would get a lot better fights. Okay, we got Usyk and Fury. They're trying to do it on the heavyweight level. Mad respect to them. We got Better Beef and what's his name would be Canelo.
Bivol.
You got them that want to do it, you know. So at light heavyweight, so it's starting to come around. You got people like Canelo, who hasn't fought in damn near a year, against the old ass Triple G, holding up 168 with 4 of the belts, not fighting nobody. Okay, so it's some divisions they want to do it, but other divisions it's all cap, as the kids say. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence, I don't care. A lot of PBC fanboys like to cape for him, but no. Sorry.
Shots fired, Earl Spence. You heard it here.
Back to the women. We got Katie Taylor rematching against Amanda Serrano. The fight is going to be in Ireland, Katie Taylor's home place. I believe it's May 20th. And I plan on being out there, okay? I got to bring some seasoning because they don't season their food, is what I heard. But I plan on being out there. Send me out there for a week. Weeby probably want to go because, you know, he's with his red hair. He's probably, you know, he got some cousins out there or whatever. But send us out there. It's going to be a blast, all right? But Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, I don't know if it's, I think it's May 20th. They're looking for that fight. But it's going to be in Ireland. And it's crazy is Katie Taylor, she's the undisputed champion at 135. This is her first professional fight in Ireland. Never fought there professionally in her life. First fight was in New York City. We had all the Puerto Ricans out, Fat Joe, all of them was out there, you know what I'm saying? And now they're going to be out over in Ireland, hanging out with Johnny McDibbits or Connor McSomething over there, you know.
Well, speaking of Weeby, I will send y'all two out there. Make sure y'all are able to go see that fight together. He did, I don't know what kind of tampering he's been doing with the inner systems of the Ball and Buds headquarters, but I will make sure I put out the IT guy and see if he can track a line back to maybe Mr. Weeby's computer. Maybe we'll find something like some grandma porn or something, some fetish he has that we shouldn't be watching.
I think that the IT guy is it's either Snail Hood or I think it's Snail.
Not Hoodie Farmer.
I think it might be Snail. You know, it is what it is.
Snail. You know? So speaking of fan mail, though, we actually have a question from the Goat Shields, which I guess means this is a fan of Clarissa Shields. And she says, or she or he, I don't know. Clubber D, you are always high on women's boxing. You've talked about how they are not scared to fight each other, which you just mentioned now. So how apropos. Who do you see being the undisputed and faces of the women boxing going forward? Serrano and Taylor are both older and maybe going out in the next few years.
So moving forward, I say Alicia Baumgartner. You know, she has a look, she has attitude, she has just about everything besides my number. She ain't trying to pick up that day, but she was busy. You got Clarissa Shields. I think she's engaged, so she's off the market. She's phenomenal. She's doing MMA and she's doing boxing, and she's trying to be the face of boxing moving forward. So, and then you got Michaela Mayer, who's Clarissa Shields' ex Olympic teammate. You know. In women's boxing, that's basically Alicia Baumgartner's arch nemesis right now. So that second fight is going to be phenomenal. And right now, as far as like folks more American wise, that's pretty. We got Jessica Maskill. She's another one, but she's not household named yet. Or not saying that these two are, but she's not at that level yet. But she's getting there. I think more exposure. And I'll give the Zone and Eddie Hearn all the credit because he's trying to push women's boxing. The same with Jake Paul with Amanda Serrano. They're trying to push women boxing. It's not just saying, "Hey, we're women, let's just push them." No, these are women that can fight. Okay, so
Right.
I'm all for it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna go with Shields and Bumgarner as like probably the face right now moving forward because they're a little younger and they're undisputed. And I'm already seeing Bumgarner. She was in, I think she's in like some type of fitness outfit or apparel commercial and maybe a sports drink as well. So the more exposure to where it's not about me talking about women's boxing. It's not about you. You want Sally going to Wegmans on Tuesday picking up sushi to talk about women's boxing, okay? You want Margaret going to the dog park to talk to Philip about their little schnauzers, okay? You want things like that. You want those people to draw to the sport. You don't just want knuckleheads like myself and you and Mike Wiebe.
Wow,
That's
we actually have a comment coming in on the YouTube channel, and it says someone named Control wants to bet $1,000 on Islam. Clubber D, are you up to bet $1,000 for Volkanovski?
my money is controlled.
Apparently, somebody is in the chat asking this. This could be
Well,
anybody.
control is out of control because I'm not paying betting with that. I don't even know you. No, negative. Not going to happen. Now, if you want to do Monopoly money or something I can control, then I'll do it. But as far as my money going against your money, that's out of control. So, no.
He said, "Control, control. You better control yourself and just calm down."
But thanks for watching. I appreciate you.
Thank you for watching. We love you. We appreciate the support. Next question, fan mail coming from AZ60 Deuce. So that must be a Phoenix question, and it surely is. This person asks, Clubber D, we know you are a die-hard Suns fan. The news broke Wednesday. You all acquired. Whoa! What is that? The infamous.
Yep.
We see, or the writer writes, Kevin Durant was acquired on Wednesday for a bunch of picks, but he makes y'all an immediate title contender in my eyes. What do you think about your team going forward?
Well, look here. It's crazy because my teams are all over, and this year my 49ers trade for McCaffrey. Thought we can go to the promised land, but let's not talk about that. I'm still a little hurt about that. But anyways, I like the trade. I love the trade. You're getting Kevin Durant. I'm more happy that we're getting Ty Warren. Saying he's coming back to the Valley of the Sun. But do I think we're going to win it all? Booker's not healthy. Chris Paul, unfortunately, doesn't show up in big games. Durant's proven he can do what he do. He's an all-time great. But the last 3 years he's been hurt. So DeAndre Ayton, I like his game, but he's always going at it with our coach. So there's a little riff right there because he was supposed to be going to the Pacers, but we matched their offer and he's back here and he's kind of disgruntled. Will this change all the players' minds? Hopefully. Will they win? I'm gonna say yes. You goddamn right they're gonna win. Shit, yeah, we're gonna win. Suns.
What?
In the book.
What?
Yeah, Suns are winning. I don't care who they're playing. We're gonna win by 3. I mean 4. Yeah, 4. There we go.
Don't be biased because I'm a Celtics fan. And I should have worn my C's hat.
You catch that game last Friday?
Because it's whatever. What about our first game of the season? I don't want to hear anything. Anyways,
are you talking on a microphone or a personal fan? That's all I want to know.
Am I talking on a personal
fan of yourself?
No. Like one of those old things you used to take to like the amusement park.
I thought you were Michael Buffer for a second saying, let's get ready to rumble. I didn't know what was going on, but go ahead.
It's an old school. And the millions and millions.
Okay, calm down, Mr. Kennedy Vasquez. Let's.
Oh man. Anyways, well, I hope you're right that you do go to the finals, and I hope that we meet you there, and that way we can have a finals matchup and go back and forth talking shit with our teams. That being said, we have one last question in the fan mail. So apropos for the Super Bowl tomorrow. And the question is from Lonely Guy 703. So that could only mean maybe, let me not call anybody. I was about to say, I was
I already
about
know
to
you're
say,
going. I know you're going.
I'm not even going to. The question is playing out, gentlemen. Who is your winning pick and score for the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna
I've
pick and
already
score. Fucking look like Biff. Do I got the sports almanac? Fucking score.
uh,
I don't give a shit because I fuck both them teams. Nah, no, yes, I said it. But for me, I'm gonna say the Eagles because with that pass rush and Mahomes' bad ankle, I don't see it's gonna be. I personally think it's gonna be kind of like the Tampa Bay Super Bowl when he had no line and did everything to win that game, but just didn't have the line. I just don't. Unless his ankle healed miraculously, I got the Eagles.
yep.
And score, I'll say 28. No, 28 to 46. There you go.
Club bangers.
That's
20.
right.
Did you say 20 to 46?
Yeah, high scoring.
You think the Eagles are going to drop 46?
They can. You can't just beat the Chiefs. If you got to score a lot to beat the Chiefs. You
That's
have to.
a lot though. Holy shit.
Hey, you know what? If you want to score from me, you're going to get something outlandish. I don't pick scores. What I look like? I'm not Nostradamus. What? People are, what's the score? How the fuck are you supposed to know? A lot to a little or close? What? What the hell?
No, you're right. You're right. I also have the Eagles. As I said on the new podcast episode that dropped last night, if you have not heard it, please go check out episode number 52. But my pick is the Eagles 31 to 21. I agree with you. I think the Chiefs' one dimensional offense with Travis Kelsey is really not going to be better than the Eagles' high
That's
powered,
great.
complete offense and team in general. I mean, the Eagles' defense is stout all the way around from defensive line to they have the best secondary in the league,
Yep.
or one of. So I agree with you. I just can't see Kansas City keeping up, even though they have that superhero Mahomes.
No,
So
he's unbelievable. That is probably one of the best quarterbacks I've seen. Like we were blessed to see, a little bit of Montana and Young to transition to Tom Brady. Uh,
Peyton Manning.
other quarterbacks I can't think of right now, and then you got Mahomes just lighting it up right now. So he's like the Steph Curry of football. You can't count him out. So that's what I'm saying. High scoring for the Chiefs because it's rare you contain him. It's very rare. I don't care how good your team is. It's very rare to contain. Only time he's been really contained was Tampa Bay, and they shut him out for 6 quarters because they played earlier that season. He didn't score in the second half of that game. So that's the only time I ever seen that guy stopped. So
Yep, that was the only time, but I do see it again just like you do. So we both have the Eagles. We will see what happens tomorrow evening. You also have Islam, as we mentioned, with the UD5, and Yair Rodríguez with a KO2. And so that is the Club Bangers from Club D, the Combat G, giving his melatonin award out to Yair Rodríguez.
somebody's
My
going to sleep.
friend,
Somebody's going to sleep. I'm gonna say that right now. It might the outcome might change. I still have the winners being the winners because remember I am the after the fact kings. But somebody's going to sleep in the co-main event and main event. All right, someone's going to sleep. Rigor mortis. They're going to wake up for the Super Bowl.
they're gonna wake up tomorrow on their
Oh
couch.
shit! Oh damn! Kickoff. That's how they're going.
Well, damn. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Exactly. Like,
That's
shit,
how
who
it's
got
going to
the
happen.
chips? All right. Do you have anything else on this card or anything else you got in general?
One last thing before we go. I did tell. Well, as people know, I'm afraid of ducks. I'm terribly scared. I don't go near ducks. Ducks, geese, cranes, swans, anything of that nature. I don't go near it. I don't care. Shoot. But I did promise I'm going to feed the ducks. So I will feed ducks, and the footage will be up soon. It'll probably happen in the near future. But I said that if Kevin Durant over the summer would become a Suns fan, because nothing ever good happens to my teams, but now he's a Sun, so I had to honor my online thing. You know, I was gonna. I did tell someone's mother in Pillow Talk that the way I was gonna do it, but I will feed some ducks pretty soon, and there'll be footage of it. So there you go. That's it. Omar, I think you are on mute, sir, because I can't hear you. Well, people, I think Omar's on mute because we can't hear him. And yeah. Oh,
Can you hear me?
now you're back, Dusty.
I don't know what happened.
I told you got that fan as a microphone. All right.
Yeah, as I was saying, my fan is a microphone. I got fixed. As I was saying, no, I forgot all about that. You had bet that if y'all got Kevin Durant, that you would feed them. So, all right. So we will await that footage with eager anticipation. And what would you normally say? Hold on. On bated breath. We'll be waiting for it on bated breath.
Yeah, on beta breath if you don't have a video cassette. And the footage will most likely be on the website. So there you go.
Yeah, we're going to definitely post that video to the Ball and Bud YouTube channel, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you, Clubber D, the Combat G, for your time, my brother. Thank you, all of our fans, for tuning in and watching this UFC
All
live.
7 of y'all.
Yep, exactly. Going forward, we will continue to have this live pre-show for all of the main UFCs, so pretty much all the pay-per-views. The next one, putting a plug out, will be the John Jones fight versus Cyril Gahn. So that will be the next time you see us. So signing off, I am the Street Professor, my friend Clubber D.
Combat G, always here. I did no mama jokes this time, so you guys should be happy. I'll be back next time with more of them.
We will be back with more of them, just like on the back of your. Let me stop.
Stop.
We are stopping the stream and we are going to watch UFC. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl Ball and Bud podcast.
And stop wearing your wife's shirts to bed, okay? Act like a man.